far away from that point, in another part of Japan, Kantaki's story, or should I say another Kantaki's story, continues elsewhere, as yet another Kantaki walks down a solemn road, heading in what almost seems like a random direction, simply shuffling down the path. The moon hangs high in the sky. A gentle breeze wafts the smoke from his hand-rolled cigarette off in the wind as he exhales a stream of smoke carried away in the breeze. His clothes rather ramshackle, probably in need of replacement soon, as he walks down this isolated road, seemingly alone. In the moment, coming to a stop in the middle of the roadway, it appears that someone else is coming up the path, going the opposite direction as him. As he stops, taking the cigarette out of his mouth, he moves the hat on his head back just a small amount, looking ahead to the traveler coming down the road. The traveler, no more than a dozen feet away, comes to a stop, standing just as Kantaki is in the center of the road. "You should piss off," Kantaki says, as he takes one last drag of his cigarette before throwing it to the side of the road. "I'm not in the mood today. I've been walking all damn day, trying to get to the next town over. I'm fucking tired. I've got no time and no energy for your bullshit. You want to pick a fight? Come back tomorrow after I've had a nap. But buddy, if you try to start shit with me here and now, I am not gonna be gentle with you. And I'm gonna make sure it hurts," Kantaki says as he lifts his eyes. He's staring at the figure on the road. "Well, what's it gonna be?" "I'm sorry if this is an inconvenience to you," the opposing Kantaki says, lifting the hat from his head and throwing it to the side, drawing two blades, one in each hand, and taking a stance in the center of the street. "But the journey to true strength does not work on our own timetable. When destiny provides you with opportunity, you do not tell it to come back later. So, I am sorry if this is not the most convenient time for you. However, I do sense your strength. You possess many pieces, don't you? I can feel them. In fact, if I were to hazard a guess, I would say that you hold even more pieces than I do. I'm sorry, but that is not an opportunity I can pass by. The ability to near double my strength is not an opportunity I am willing to let slide. So, be angry if you must," the opposing Kantaki said as he widened his stance, the moonlight bouncing off of the blades he held in his hands. "What a goddamn nuisance," Kantaki exclaimed. "Here I was wanting to kick your ass, and you start talking all genuine about the pursuit of goals, honor, and all that type of crap. Got me feeling nostalgic. I don't even want to hurt you anymore. You're even so goddamn apologetic about it. Fine. Quick death it is, then," Kantaki exclaimed, as in a rapid whirl of movement, he reached into his robes, pulling from them a short, blunt object. A quick clicking sound. "Bang," he exclaimed, as an explosion rang out, a bullet hurtling forward, slamming into the head of the opposing Kantaki as he takes a few steps back, the impact shaking him. "Gah!" he exclaims, gripping into his forehead, dropping one of the blades in his hand to do so. "What in the hell was that?" he said, small amounts of blood dripping from his forehead, as he suddenly felt an impact in his sternum, finding the other Kantaki's knee firmly placed in it, suddenly feeling the other wrist, holding his opposite blade, twist and break, hearing the snapping of his own bones, as he suddenly loses feeling of the blade and his hand along with it, and in a rapid flurry of movement, too fast for him to truly be aware of in his dizzying state, the world begins to spin as his head detaches from his body, severed by the edge of his own sword, spun back around on him. As his body clatters to the ground, Kantaki dusts himself off a bit, reaching into his clothing and pulling out another cigarette, sparking it to life with his matches. Fucking bullshit, Kantaki says, as he puts the matches away, grabbing the gun from his side. Still smoke coming from the barrel, and not even killing him in one shot anymore. It doesn't matter which one of them I use, none of them go down in a single shot. Even headshots either just go right through them or don't get full penetration. That's not gonna work, Kantaki said, staring at the gun in his grasp, as the whirl of energy flowed from his opponent's body, beginning to absorb into his own. Well, 28 down. Who knows how many more left. But one thing's for sure. I need a bigger gun, Kantaki said to himself, taking another drag of his cigarette as he continued on his journey, taking only the small satchel for money from his opponent, and his swords as they might fetch a nice price. They seemed to be of a quality make. Afterwards, journeying towards the next city, according to the information that he had received from the last town. This was a very large city, one of the largest in Japan, which means that there was a very high risk that there would be other Kantakis there. He would need to have this problem with his weaponry sorted. It might even be a good idea to keep one of the blades on him. And perhaps he could find a craftsman, a blacksmith, or someone else who might be able to do something about his firearms problem. As he made his way towards the city of Tokyo, hoping that there his fortunes might improve. Since the years leaving home, the bloody mess left by the first Kantaki that he came in confrontation with. He killed his only family members, adoptive though they may have been. He cherished them all the same. After their funerals, Kantaki simply sold anything he could of value from the home, no longer feeling comfortable living there. He kept only the clothes on his back, the money he got from selling a few minor goods, and the 3 pistols possessed by his father. After which, he set off on a long journey, a journey with no destination, a journey simply meant to take him away from the nightmare that the place he used to call home now held for him. Unfortunately, the path that he has traveled since has been nothing but stained in blood, even when he doesn't have to deal with other Kantakis, which is a regular occurrence, having slain 28 of them up to this point, now including his most recent nemesis. He has also had to deal with countless bandits, gangsters, and the like. But this has also made him very strong, hardened, a man used to death. You know, Kantaki, his shadowy mother replies as he continues to walk towards Tokyo. As always, I am willing to help, so long as you do not ask me to reveal the location or whereabouts, activities of other Kantakis. I can tell you a great number of things, including one you might go to in order to fix the problem that you're having with those guns, she said, looking over to him as he didn't look at her, merely keeping his eyes forward upon the road. Well, ain't that just peachy? Suit yourself. If you want to tell me, then tell me. It's a free world, ain't it? Do what you want, Kantaki said, seeming fairly cold, as was his usual temperament.